All right, what's up, YouTube? So today I got a request from a YouTube uh, subscriber. His name is Aaron E. 1996. He asked an excellent question. It's actually a topic that I had never thought about discussing. It never really crossed my mind. I didn't really think about it, so I'm glad he brought it up. It's a good topic. So the question that, well, the comment that he made in the video was this. Yo, Milan, I was wondering if you could make a video talking about the real history of Capsule Corp, like how you linked up with China and discuss things like who or what type of music influenced you and what type of sounds you guys are going for, and how do you feel about being part of songs that people say are underground classics and masterpieces? So that's an excellent question, and shout out to you, Aaron. So let me actually open that back up. So basically, to kind of tackle the first part of his question, how did Capsule Corp get started, and how did I meet China? So, ch- um, the how it all originally started was I met China through SoundCloud actually. So I first started making beats. Um, so I first started making beats. I was starting to post them on YouTube or not YouTube, excuse me, SoundCloud, and I was trying to find similar producers that kind of sound like me, and I really didn't have anyone to like that I found that was even close to the sound that I was going for or what I really liked. Like I knew what I wanted to make in my head, like when I was making these beats and everything, and I knew what sounds I was going for. So I just kind of created that as best as I could and kind of just learned as I went, right? Well, then one day I don't know how came across it, but I was on SoundCloud and I think it was I can remember the picture. It was a beat that China had posted and it had SpongeBob as the picture and it's some crazy wild sounding beat, but it was super cool. And what happened? So I was looking at like different type beats like Playboy Cardi, Young Bands, Thousand Man Fonny type beats or whatever type beats that I was looking at. I was looking at those type of beats on YouTube and then I would are on SoundCloud and I'd put them in a playlist and go back and listen to them and kind of like really break it down in my mind. So I could figure out how I wanted to make beats and how to make beats by listening to other people's beats. And I just stumbled upon China's SoundCloud channel, and so I messaged them on SoundCloud and was like, "Hey man, you make the exact type of beats that I've been trying to make and make as well. I think our styles will go good together." So he listened to my beats. He's like, "Man, your beats sound crazy. They do sound very similar." So we started kicking it off like that, and I believe we followed each other on like a real social media, something like you are. I keep saying YouTube, something like Twitter or something like that, and then we exchanged phone numbers and contacts. Come to find out, well, I'm from South Carolina, he's from North Carolina, and he was only but like less than a 3 hour trip away from me. So we got kind of cool. We would text back and forth, FaceTime regularly, and we started sending each other collabs back and forth and different beats, things of that nature. And that's pretty much how I met up with China. I met China via SoundCloud just by looking up type beats, and he happened to be a person that was close enough locally enough for us to link up and connect in person. So we had set up some collabs, sent stuff back and forth, and I can't remember if maybe we sent some songs out or some beats out to different artists, and we both started kind of getting attention. This is like I'm talking about early stages. This was early on, like literally I had just started making beats, um, and he did as well. I think we both were less than a year in on making beats, and I think I'm at year 8 now because I'll be 27 on Tuesday. Yeah, and I started making beats when I was 19. So yeah, I'm coming up on year 8, and China had just started as well. We both were in about at about a year less than a year or less as far as experience, and I think we both started sending beats out to different artists. We both started collabing with each other and sending those beats out too, and we started getting a little bit of attention. And then one day it was we set it up to where we was going to finally meet in person. So China came down here with his mom all the way down from no, yeah, no, that's what happened because we were actually going to meet together for the first time and then go to Atlanta to go meet with Fawny. So this is the first time we were going to meet each other and then go first time we were going to meet Fawny together is how this all panned out. So China and his mom drove all the way down like 3 hours to my crib, and then he got to my house where I with me and my parents, and they met for the first time ever either because they knew that we were talking back and forth, and I had talked about China or they would hear me talking to China or whatever, and they're like, you met this guy before? I was like, nah, I actually met him on the internet. And they say, well, ask me where he's from, kind of the situation. And then they started to realize, both of our parents started to realize, hey, both of y'all are like sending different beats to different people that are this and the same people, and you're both getting the same kind of attention, and people are really enjoying this what you guys got going on. So we decided to meet, like I said, and so he drove down to my place in South Carolina with his mom, and then we drove. I drove us both from there to Atlanta to go meet with Fonnie. So this all happened like literally. I want to say I was in the my sophomore year of college, so I was like 20 at the time that we met. So I was like 19 we were talking, 20 we actually meet in person, and we go up to Atlanta and we meet Fonnie. We met some other artists. I think we met Terrence Escobar, Elsie Levi, uh, Swag Hollywood. Uh, what's the Capone dude's name? I forget his name. But we met all of them, all them dudes that are in that type that kind of at the time it was kind of like a group really because they were all living like in the same area, same house type of deal, all cool with each other. So that's how I ended up meeting all of these guys. I met them all in person, all at one time. And so that's how me and China met. So after we met up, and during this process, before we actually met in person, we kind of that's when it was like I had somebody had told me that my beats sound like video game music with trap instruments, and that's kind of what I just ran with. That I was like, that is the perfect way to explain it. We make video game themed song type of melodies, and then add trap instruments to it. And so between China and I talking back and forth, we both found out that we both had a huge interest in Dragon Ball Z, which is why I have the Dragon Ball tattoo with the Majin M on the in the middle for Milan. So if you guys didn't know that I saw the tattoo, that's what it is. It's a Dragon Ball Z tattoo. It's a Dragon Ball, but instead of stars, it's got the Majin M in there. And so we both found out we had a huge interest in Dragon Ball Z, and so we use the analogy of like where you have Trunks and Goten that fuse together and make Gotenks. That's how we came up with Capsule Corp. That's why the name Capsule Corp actually came about because in the show there's Bulma, which is Vegeta's wife. She's a scientist, and her father created. This is a lot of nerdy shit. I'm sorry, but her father created this company called Capsule Corp, right? In Capsule Corp, they would take these little small little pill capsules that you press a button, you could throw it, and it would poof, and anything would come out. So they could have a capsule that has food in it, a capsule that would have like a car in it, a capsule that would have a space shuttle in it. It was a little tiny capsule, and it could have anything in there. Like that was the company. So basically, our thought was we can do anything. We can make any type of beat, any type of sound, or any type of style for any artist that's going to be able to hop on the wave. And so we even came up with a little. I came up with a little slogan. It was "Pop a capsule and feel the wave." I've said that in like a couple of songs that I actually recorded of myself, like when I was teaching myself to record. "Pop a capsule and feel the wave" is the actual theme or the slogan of Capsule Corp. But that's how we came up with Capsule Corp. We felt like when one of us was Gohan and one of us was Trunks, we would get together, fuse together, and become Gotenks. Or Goten, not Gohan. It was Goten and Trunks fused together to make Gotenks. And so that's kind of how we felt. Like China would be here, I'd be here, but then we fuse together, we become Capsule Corp because both of our sounds are very similar with each other. They piggyback off of each other. I think China has more of a darker side to the melodies that he makes, and I think I have a more upbeat, happier side to the melodies. I think that's why it sounds so good because they're both really weird, ambient, like spacey type of sounds, but in different directions. He goes with the darker, evil type sound, where I feel like mine is more the upbeat pop type of happy sound, right? But when you fuse them together, it just sounds crazy. Like it's like every time we get together and we make a collab and make a beat, like personally, I feel like our beats together beats any other person's beat out there. Still make even like still making beats. Like personally, that's just how I personally feel. All the producers that are out currently, when China and I get together, we make a beat together. I feel like our beat outweighs all those other producers. Like just personally, I truly believe that. Just because when I hear our beats, they sound totally different than other people's. Um, but that's kind of how we came about. That's how we met. So social media and the internet is like an amazing thing because like I never would have thought I'd meet somebody that would kind of basically come up with me in the music sound in the underground scene and actually do the exact same things that I was doing, and we were able to piggyback off of each other and do a lot because we went and did several other trips and went to several other places. We've been to New York together. We went to Atlanta several times with each other. We've been to California several times and different areas out in California. So it's like I met a lifelong friend through this music stuff, which that's one thing I'd like to throw in there. Like you'd when you get involved with this music scene and the underground scene, being able to say that you could genuinely have a good like wholesome friend and a lifelong friend from out the music scene, I like is very rare because everybody rides each other's wave. Everybody is all right. That's the next coolest person. Let's rock with him. It wasn't like that with China and I at all. And even just outside of us just talking about our being involved with Capsule Corp and making music, we have a lot in common as far as things that we talk about, how we think about things, and different opinions that we have on things. We both share a crazy interest in cars. He's been watching me build my car on like my Snapchat and everything, and in my spare time. So he's fully aware. Like I've built an entire car from scratch. He's totally into cars too. He's trying to get he's got a cool ass fucking Cadillac that hauls ass. And if you got a Scat Pack, don't line up with China because that Cadillac gonna dust you. So it's really cool to be able to have an experience where you kind of grow up essentially with the person because when I met China I was 19. I'll be 27 on Tuesday. So I've known this dude for 8 years. So random statistic: if you meet somebody and they stay in your life 7 years or longer, there's a high chance. I forget the percentage that they will actually remain in your life for the rest of your life. So if you know people who are in the 5 6 year range of friendship, there's a good chance that you guys are going to be friends for the rest of one of you guys' lives because somebody's going to die first. But what else did Aaron say? I want to make sure I tackle all the points. And he asked about the type of music that influenced me and the type of sound. So I already kind of addressed the sound, but the type of style. And then he wants me to address the masterpieces and the classics. So what really inspired me, the reason I totally started making beats was simply because of Chief Keef's "Finally Rich" album. And I remember plain as day. I was in eighth grade when it came out, and ninth grade, like it was like mid eighth grade, I believe. Ninth grade, I was still bumping it. 10th grade, is still bumping it. All throughout high school, I was still bumping it. And I always wondered, how did Young Chop make these beats? How did he come up with this sound? Like these beats sound crazy. Like these are the most amazing sounding beats. So I started looking it up just to see how he actually made them. I watched YouTube videos and like, oh dang, this is how you make beats. Okay, this is, and then I started watching how to Zaytoven made beats, and it got to a point where it's like in my head I was like, oh, I can easily do this. And then I got a laptop. I got all the programs, and I just started making beats. So that's kind of how I got started. But that's what influenced me is literally that album, Chief Keef's "Finally Rich." That's why to this day I want a Chief Keef placement. I want one bad, just to say, look, I got to make a song with literally one of my idols. One of the reasons why I created music. Chief Keef, Wiz, Kid Cudi, and Currency, or probably my uh, four main inspirations for music to even start and get involved in it was Chief Keef, Kid Cudi, Wiz Khalifa, and Currency. The next thing is that he asked about the how do I feel about people saying that some of the underground classics that I've made are masterpieces and things of that nature. That's actually quite cool. So that's one of the biggest things that I like the most about that about being in the music scene, the music industry, and sharing what I know and giving back to you guys because I feel like personally I was not given my roses to smell when I could smell them. Like I wasn't given the full respect or that I earned and I garnished. I feel like while I was really active in making beats, and that's okay. That's fine. Okay, because the real genuine people like Aaron that reach out, they know like, hey, you made a classic. You made a underground hit. This is something that realistically, when people look and when it's several years later and look back on the underground and look at its first beginning and its infancy, because I still think the underground scene and the SoundCloud scene is still in its infancy stage. I don't think it's fully developed or even close to it. It's not organized or anything like that. It is completely developing still. It's still in the developmental stage. Like, but to say like when you look back at it, like literally these artists that people classify as new age art rappers, mumble rappers, or whatever they call them, I literally met them, made songs with them, interacted with them before they are who they are now. So I've directly played a role in literally the reason as to why this sound is now kind of making it creeping its way into the mainstream. I'm literally a direct reason as to why this sound has become palatable and people have really started to catch on and really like it. Even down to last week when I talked about that documentary and it emphasized that sound being from Atlanta. Well, they put in artists like Diego Money, who's from Houston, Texas, or I believe he's from Houston, Texas. I do know he's from Texas. I may be wrong. It may be Dallas. But either which way, that sound has gone from Atlanta to Texas to people in New York rap like that, Florida, Chicago, and California. So I am a direct reason as to why this sound has spread a little bit. Like I'm not the only reason. China's not the only reason. Don't get me wrong, but I am a direct reason as to why it has spread and helped with its growth. So that's really cool. It's really cool that people will be like, I can meet random people, and if the topic ever comes up about music or different other hobbies, I could say a couple of different songs or a couple of different artists, and people are like, "Oh, I know that person. Oh, I've heard that song. Oh, I listened to them. You did that," and then I go hop on my phone and go to Google and type in my name, Milan makes beats, and I can show them literally like, "Hey, that's me with this person. That's me doing this here." Like it's really cool, and the thing about it is it's on the internet, it's on social media, so like it's out there forever. So nobody could ever take that away from me. And so I really appreciate the people that realize and acknowledge like, hey, you are essentially a pioneer of the underground wave, the underground sound. You help put that sound out there and make it palatable and make people really enjoy it. And it's crazy that I've had supporters that have reached out to me and said, I've started making beats. Can you do topics on college? And then also tell me, hey, I started listening to you and your beats and things of that nature when I was in middle school. And I've gone through middle school now, high school, and I'm going into college. Because think about it, I've been doing this for 8 years. You're in middle school 3 years, and you're in college or in high school for 4. So some of these people that are reaching out to me are still to this day and everything and regularly reaching out are at the point that I was when I first started making beats. So it's really cool to be considered a person that has created classics in this genre and this style. Well, I don't want to hold you guys too long. That's really all I got for you guys. This was kind of a longer one of my speaking videos. We're at about 17 minutes, so I'm glad that if you stayed this long and listened and gave the video a thumbs up, even a thumbs down. Just either which way, just interact with my videos, show me some love. I appreciate all the love and support. Give it a like on the video, drop a comment. That way, and kind of the algorithm works in my favor and I get exposed to more viewers and people can get this content and this information. I really want to do a whole lot more for you guys. It's just I got real life going on. I don't have my full setup like I'd love. I like to have all of everything in my background how I have it envisioned in my head because I really want to give you guys a really good quality content. So I'm going to continue to keep growing and I'm going to really make this thing something special for you guys. So I appreciate everybody that shows me love and support. Follow me on all my social media. Milan makes beats. If I have it, you'll find me. If I don't, you won't. Pop on the Patreon if you want to see some exclusive content on how I actually make the beats and the things that I put out there on the tutorials that I don't put out. That I don't put out on the tutorials, I'll put them in on the Patreon. So I appreciate everybody's love and support. Continue to show me some love, and that's all I got for you guys today, man. Peace.